WLNX presents Lincoln College Basketball on 88.9 FM and streaming live from the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, and welcome to the University of St. Francis here in Joliet, where, again, your Lincoln Lynx set to take action here, this time in the St. Francis Classic. We got another little round robin coming your way, as, again, your Lynx playing in game number 1 against Cardinal Stritch University out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I almost wanted to say Illinois there, but had to catch myself. Again, I'm Nick Jackson, bringing it to you live, as always, here from the University of St. Francis in Joliet. However, though, your Lynx coming in 4-5 on the season, have dropped the last 3, and they're looking to turn things around right here with the W over Cardinal Stritch, but it's not going to be easy, as Cardinal Stritch comes in 6-0, 2-0 in the CACC in the Chicagoland Conference. With that being said, they're not going to be an easy test, an easy fight here for this Lynx team, who's coming off kind of a tough loss for them. They played hard in that game, again, on Monday night, losing to William Woods University 88-87 in double overtime. And now that was a game where the Lynx led probably 15-17, almost near that point at halftime. We're cruising away, and then all of a sudden, kind of late in that second half, they kind of let William Woods hang around a little bit, and then after that, they kind of tied the ball game up in a way. And again, the Lynx down the stretch could not make a shot, buy a shot, even get a rebound for that matter. Had some foul issues to go along with it, and they let William Woods back in the game. They came back in on an 8-0 run to tie the ball game late in that, as I believe it was Montez Crumble who kind of drew a foul with about, I think it was about 15 seconds left in that ball game with the Lynx up by 2. Ended up sending their man to the line, made a pair, sent us to overtime. Now in overtime, once again, the Lynx had their way with William Woods up by 7, almost 8 at one point in that 5-minute mark. But with 2 minutes to go, you're thinking, okay, all you got to do is hold the lead, maintain it right here. But the Lynx could not, as again, they let William Woods hang around, and they came all the way back, tied it, going into the second overtime. And once again, the Lynx, they actually scored 12 points in both overtimes, except for William Woods. They got 13 in that second one and ended up beating us there by 1. And it was a great game, but the Lynx, they had their moments, they had their chances. They just could not get it done when they needed to most. Again, even in that ball game, they got out-rebounded as well, 46-39 on the glass, and that's really kind of been an issue for this Lynx team. However, though, with that being said, we had some foul trouble from our bigs in that ball game, which led that to the double overtime loss, I should say, as J.J. Turner, Julian Powell, Trayvon Tyler, and Tyrone Wright all fouled out in that ball game. So you're probably your leader on the floor, your biggest man, and your second leading scorer of the night all fouling out to go along with Tyrone Wright. Again, you can't have that happen. You got to stay mentally and physically in the ball game. We'll see if the Lynx, though, they can kind of battle their way back and kind of be that nitty-gritty kind of fighting team that they once were at the start of the season, as they are going to take on Cardinal Stritch. They're coming off a win in their last game against Trinity College, and that was on Tuesday. So both teams have kind of had some rest here a little bit, as they're kind of getting a little look here. It doesn't look like we are going to do the national anthem. So it looks like we're going to get set to go here in about 15 seconds with the starting lineups. But again, Cardinal Stritch coming in, and they won 94-66 over Trinity Christian College. That was in a conference game, so look for them to kind of stay hot here today. But the man you really got to watch out for Lincoln against Cardinal Stritch is going to be number 22, Carlos Knox. And he comes in, he's had 2 27-point games. It's a career high for him. So look for him to kind of have a monster game here today. He comes in averaging, again, 17 points per game, only 2 rebounds as well, while shooting 43% from the floor. However, though, in the last ball game, it looks like the Lynx are going to be the home team on the scoreboard here. We'll get to the starting lineups in just a second, but leading the way for the Lynx in that ball game against William Woods, though, however, that was J.J. Turner, who, again, got the start, or coming off the bench. He was in the starting lineup, then was taken out of the starting lineup for Tyrone Wright, but then maybe found his way back into it with 18 points on 4 for 10 shooting, was 2 for 3 from behind the arc, and went 8 of 9 from the free throw line while pulling down 8 boards for the Lynx here in this one. Look for him to be a key factor here in this one today. But I think I'm going to have to go with Darnell Latham Jr. I mean, the kid just continues to impress me here tonight. I'm picking him for my player to watch for the game here, as Darnell Latham Jr. had 17 and went 6 of 12 shooting the other night and was 8 for 3 from behind the arc. So we'll see how Coach Lepp's team fares here in this one as we're getting ready to announce the Lynx for the starting lineups here in this one. And it's going to be an interesting one as we have some switching going on here for the Lynx as they are in the home gray uniforms here today. As you guys might like this little turnaround here for the Lynx, as again Trayvon Tyler, always the man running point here, followed by Montez Crumble, who's in the starting lineup as well for the Lynx. A fresh cut for him as well. But yeah, again, Darnell Latham Jr. in the starting lineup as well, a guard here for the Lynx. And Julian Powell down low as well. Look for him to have a bounce-back game here for the Lynx. They only corralling 6 points in that. But again, the man really that's shocking me in the starting lineup is LaJavius Johnson, L.J. Johnson, in the starting lineup here for Coach Pat Lepper. His first start of the season here for the Lynx, as he was a transfer from the University of Charleston. I've been saying it all along, been wanting to see him get into that starting role. I have my wish here today, as we're going to see what L.J. Johnson can do in the starting lineup. And Johnson was a big part of that game the other night for the Lynx, kind of keeping him in it. Came off the bench and had 9 points, went 4 for 5 shooting from the field as he gets the start here today for Coach Pat Lepper. And Cardinal Stritch in the road black, Lynx in the home gray uniforms here today. And Julian Powell set the tip as we're ready to go here at Joliet, University of St. Francis, as Julian Powell will win the tip, and the Lynx will have the first possession here of the ball game. Crumble now with it at the top of the key, looking right, gets a screen from Powell. He goes to the right side of it, drives in, right side lane, kicks it out to Latham. Latham to Tyler. Tyler thought about a 3, no. Instead, back to Latham Jr. He thought about a 3, no. Took Crumble. Crumble in the corner for 3. This time, no. Short off the side of the rim and out. They're going to say into the hands of Cardinal Stretches. Here comes Novekic down the other way for the Cardinal. The Cardinal Stretch here in this one. And for the Cardinals, though, they have Austin Lee, Nomika Kinevich, Carlos Knox in that starting lineup, and Keontae Jenkins and Jed Lazowski down low as he cannot connect underneath as the Lynx and Julian Powell pull down the board. 0-0 here is the score as Latham Jr. trying to feed Powell down low with the bounce pass, but it was kicked out of bounds. It'll stay right here underneath the Lynx basket with 20 seconds on the shot clock. And this Lynx team trying to get off of this 3-game skid as Latham Jr. set to inbound underneath his own basket. Finds Powell. Powell catch and shoot from that mid-range jumper, and it is in. So Powell on the board first here as he's got the first 2 points of the game for the Lynx. They lead it 2-0. Here comes Cardinal Stretch now back the other way, trying to look for their first points of the ball game as Knox now with it. To the right corner now for Lee. Lee trying to drive into the lane, puts up a floater, and gets it to go off the back of the rim and drops for him. A nice touch there from Cardinal Stretch, and they tie this ball game up at 2. Again, you got to remember, though, this Cardinal Stretch team, not ranked, but 6-0. Very good team here so far. Have only been in a few, have scored 100 so far this season as Crumble now with it, drives baseline, and it's going to draw a foul going up for a shot right there, I believe, on Carlos Knox. And it is going to go on Carlos Knox. And the 6'1" senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, picks up his team's first. As Crumble going to the line 4-2. Crumble's first one knocks it down, and the Lynx take the lead here 3-2. Again, one man I'd love to have at the line for Coach Pat Lepper would be Crumble, as Crumble lights out from the free throw line as he makes a pair right there, 4-2 now, as here comes that press by the Lynx. It's broken rather easily, though, by Cardinal Stretch as they get it across half court. 4-2 lead here in the first 2 minutes of the ball game for the Lynx. Cardinal Stretch now with the basketball. Jenkins with it at the top of the key, looks right to Knox. Gives it down low to Jenkins. Jenkins to Lazinski. To the corner now for Austin Lee, but it's thrown out of bounds, and that's going to give the ball right back to this Lynx team. So 2 quick turnovers by by Cardinal Stritch to start this ball game out. 4-2 lead here in the first 2 minutes, as here come the Lynx trying to capitalize. Crumble now with it. Has Johnson on the left side corner. No, instead uses the screen by Powell. Powell trying to set up down low. He couldn't get there. Back to Tyler at the top of the key with 15 on the shot clock. To Latham Jr. on the right wing. Now to Johnson. Johnson with it. Gets a screen. Look for him to pull up at any time as he takes a step back. No. To Tyler in the left side corner for 3. No. Ball's tipped back out by Powell into the hands of Latham Jr. And it's going to be a fresh 30 here for the Lynx. As now Tyler with it on the left corner. Looking for Johnson at the top of the key. Instead finds Crumble. Crumble catch and shoot from downtown. No, too strong. Long rebound into the hands of Cardinal Stritch, and here they come back the other way. Lazinski pulls that one down. As now Jenkins trying to go coast to coast, and we're going to have a traveling violation there as Kanate Jenkins try to go too far in and coast to coast, but one too many steps for him, and it's going to be a traveling violation. Here come the Lynx back the other way. 4-2 is still our score here in the first 3 minutes of the ball game. 17 minutes left to play in the first half. Crumble with it at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Powell yet again. Now to Latham Jr. Jr. had his man missed, thought about a fake. Instead to the right side corner now and Crumble. Crumble now trying to drive into the lane, kicks it back out to Latham Jr. Latham Jr. took one too many steps before dribbling, and it's a traveling violation every time. Just a quick hesitation got him right there. And you can hear it from the bench right next to me as you can hear them. They want to say, just drive it, man. You're quicker. You got faster feet. I mean, it's all right there for the Lynx. They just got to believe in it and do it and execute, really, as Lavetchi now down low to Jenkins. Jenkins with the turnaround jumper on the baseline, and we're going to have either a foul or he stepped out of bounds. I would say he stepped out of bounds, and he did. And so it's another turnover here by Cardinal Stritch early in this ballgame. So the Lincoln doing a good job on the defensive end. As now Crumble trying to drive in left side lane, backs it back out to the top of the key. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Now to Latham Jr. He's going to pull up from the left wing, and he's nothing but net. Latham Jr. firing on all cylinders here early, as that now extends the lead to 5. 7-2 lead here for the Lynx. Cardinal Stritch now trying to come back the other way. Lee guarded by Johnson. Over to the top of the key now, and Lazetsky to Jenkins. Jenkins takes a jumper from the free throw line. No, too strong. Ball's tipped out into the hands of Latham Jr. They have Tyler running on the outlet. A no-look pass to Julian Powell down low, and he'll slam it home underneath. What a play there from Latham Jr. to find the big man running the floor as Powell slams it home for his 4th point of the ball game. 9-2 lead now for Lincoln as they have all the momentum here early in this one. Jenkins now with it, trying to drive. Instead kicks it back out to the top of the key for Knox. Knox from downtown trying to answer. No, that ball's tipped out of bounds. And they're going to say stay right here as L.J. Johnson and Tyler might have tipped that one out. We're going to have some substitutions here now as Nico Travica comes in, as he'll get Jed Lazinski here in this one. So now trying to throw a lob into number 15, Nizetsky, as Coach Lepp saw that quickly as the team rebounded rather nicely. Now they tried to feed the big man Travica down low. It went right through his legs. They're going to say it was last touched by the Lynx. So they'll stay right here with a fresh 25. And the Cardinals stretches have to inbound underneath their own basket. They do. They throw it in to Novachkic. Down low to Travica. Turnaround right hook. No good. Too strong. Offensive board, though. Goes to Konevich. No. Still no. Can't find the bottom of the net from 1 foot away as Powell pulls down the board for the Lynx. Out to Crumble. Crumble now to Tyler. Tyler thought about a 3 from the left side corner. Instead, back to Crumble at the top of the key to set up the play. You can hear Coach Lepp calling it right in front of us right here. As Crumble now with it, gets a screen from Latham, goes to the left of it. Now on the left wing, another screen by Powell, goes to the right side of it, kicks it back out, thought about a step back 3 from the right wing. No to Latham Jr. now on the left wing. He's trying to drive into the lane, puts up one off the glass for Powell. He puts one up off the backboard. He cannot hit, but draws a foul on the play with the shot clock winding down. It was interesting to see if Powell knew about the shot clock. He did, and goes straight up with it as soon as he caught it, as now he's going to go to the line 4-2. And didn't quite see who got that foul for Cardinal Stritch. I believe that one's going to go on Austin Lee. So Connor Lemons will check now into the ball game as Powell does make his first. Second one for Powell in as well. So Powell's got 6 here in the ball game already. That's the most he had in the entire game against William Woods. As he stops the fast break opportunity by Cardinal Stritch. Now they hand it off to Jenkins. He's standing at it midcourt. He's trying to set up the offense here as he now finds Knox. Knox from the right wing and buries home a 3. Again, he had 27 in the win the other night against Trinity Christian. Look for him to have a big game as L.J. Johnson drives in, had it stripped away by Cardinal Stritch. Here they come on the fast break as Jenkins now in it. Finishes with the left hand and in. And now here come the Lynx back the other way. Trying to slow this pace down just a little bit. As mentioned in the Facebook Live, Cardinal Stritch loves to run and gun here in this one. Tyler now with it on the left wing to L.J. Johnson in the right corner. Almost lost his dribble. Said picks it back up to Latham Jr. now at the top of the key. Swinging it around the perimeter to Crumble. And Crumble is going to take one too many steps. And he's going to be called for a travel there. As now we're going to have some substitutions here by the Lynx. DeAndre Freeman and J.J. Turner will check in. They'll get L.J. Johnson and Montez Crumble as well. Well, Turner thought he checked in. Now he checked in. As they wanted to make him go all the way down to the scores table here in this one. Not the first time we've seen that happen. Got to make sure that they're in the ball game. So Freeman and Turner both check in. As here comes Cardinal Stritch, down 11-7 to your Lincoln Lynx as they're chanting defense right to the left of me. Jenkins now with it on the left wing, trying to spin move his way in there, and might have been a foul called. Jenkins wanted one, doesn't get it as he was out of control. They're going to call a traveling violation, and it's going to give the ball right back to this Lynx team. And now with some more substitutions as Austin Lee will check in. Back for Cardinal Stritch. And DeAndre Freeman now is going to run the point here for Lincoln as he goes to the left of Julian Powell, who set the screen at the top of the key. 11-7 is our score, 13.5 minutes to play. Freeman still with it, dribbling around the top of the key. Finally to the left now in Tyler. Tyler thought about a 3, trying to side up his man. This time he does. It's blocked, though, and it goes right into the hands of Powell. Powell takes the jumper, no good. Turner almost came down with the board, instead could not. Cardinal Stritch pulls down the rebound in Nevekcic. He's trying to work in on Turner, trying to drive in. He's had some few big games. It's now a 3 from the corner there by Lemons. Could not corral it. Freeman had an offensive rebound, couldn't get it. Now out to Knox. Knox from downtown, no, way off this time. Turner pulls the board down as now a 1-on-4 fast break here for the Lynx, as it was just Tyler all by himself. Instead, he'll wait for the rest of his team. Now to Turner at the top of the key. Turner left wing now for Latham Jr. It's a no-look pass to Turner down low, out to Tyler in the corner, drives baseline, kicks it back out to Freeman at the top of the key. 8 seconds on the shot clock to Latham Jr. in the corner for 3. No, off the front of the rim and short. Rebounded by Cardinal Stritch. Knox now with it, bringing the ball down the other way for the Cardinals. As Knox gets the lane, goes left side of it. It's going to be denied, though, at the rim, though, by Julian Powell. Ball's loose on the floor as Freeman and Knox were both on the ground trying to dive for that loose ball. And I think Freeman's going to win that battle as Knox tipped it out of bounds. So that'll be Lynx basketball here as here comes Tyrone Wright into the ball game for his first minutes, along with Trinard Bindum, I should say. He'll come in as well. And it will be Lynx basketball here. They lead 11-7 here in the first 12.5 minutes left to play in this first half. And so Freeman, Wright, Turner, Latham Jr., and Bindum on the floor for the Lynx. As Freeman trying to feed Tyrone Wright down low. He had position. They couldn't get to him, though. Finds Latham Jr. in the corner to Turner at the top of the key. Now to Bindum. Bindum trying to drive baseline. Kicks it back out to Latham. Latham has a 3 wide open. Hesitated a little bit. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Gets a screen from it, and now we're going to have a foul going on Cardinal Stritch with late in the shot clock. I believe that one's going to go on number 55, Nico Trevica. As here comes Jed Lazinski back into the ball game. So Bindum will set the inbound. Fresh 20 here for the Lynx as they had no game plan on that last possession. Turner now with it. Over to Bynum. Bynum in the right side corner to Turner now. Turner trying to drive in, left side lane. A little give and go with Latham Jr. Out to Bynum. Bynum now trying to drive in. No look past the right, down low. He's double teamed on the baseline. Out to Freeman. Freeman from downtown. He buries it at the shot clock. As DeAndre Freeman on the board here. He's got his first 3 of the ball game. He had 6 the other day over in Fulton, Missouri against William Woods. Now comes up with a steal right there. As he's got a one-on-one fast break, he's going coast to coast, and he'll lay it up and in right over Austin Lee, who tried to kind of do one of those LeBron James type of blocks off the backboard. But Freeman from Morgan Park up here near Joliet, he's putting on a show here for his family today. As Lee tries the baseline, kicks it out now to Lemons. Lemons over to Knox at the top of the key. Stolen it once away, though, by Freeman yet again. He's got numbers. The 2-on-1 finds Bynum. Bynum will lay it up and in on the left side. And now, again, Cardinal Stritch wants to talk things over as Mike Joliet takes a 30-second timeout. 18-7 is our score, and the Lynx really playing well here in the first 10 minutes of this ball game. I mean, the Lynx really not really trying to do too much. It's a different type of Lynx team than I've seen here today. Normally, you're used to kind of seeing this Lynx team kind of, what's the right word? The pressure gets to them in a way where they let some other teams hang around. They get on a little 4-6-0 run, and all of a sudden the Lynx feel the pressure, and they panic a little bit. Here, they're not panicking as much. They're staying calm. They're staying with the right play. They're making sure that everybody's doing their part. And you're seeing a different type of Lynx team here today as the Lynx playing together, playing aggressively at the same time. And it'll be interesting to see down the stretch, especially in the second half, if the Lynx will be able to kind of maintain this pace. 18-7 lead here for Lincoln. 10.5 minutes left to play in the first half. We are at the University of St. Francis in Joliet as the Lynx and have a lot of family in the stands here today trying to win one for them and get off this 3-game skid. Jenkins now has it for Cardinal Stritch at the top of the key. He's trying to drive into the lane, feeds Levinsky down low, but throws it too high and out of bounds. As it's going to give the ball right back to this Lynx team. And another really turnover here by Cardinal Stritch. They're not playing like themselves here in this one. And this is a Cardinal Stritch team that does know how to score the basketball, but the Lynx doing a great job defensively. As Turner now with it, over to Bynum on the right wing to L.J. Johnson, who just checked in from downtown, and he'll bury home one right there. So Johnson on the board with a long three-pointer right there. And again, L.J. Johnson, he's really got a stroke there. Again, only missed one the other day. As Jenkins once again drives in left side lane, rebounded by L.J. Johnson. A 4-on-3 fast break for the Lynx as Johnson down low to Bynum, and they're going to have a traveling violation underneath the basket. But L.J. Johnson, what a pass there to find Bynum. Just one too many steps. He was standing literally right underneath the basket. Kind of had to take one little power dribble there to get either the left or the right side of the basket. Instead did not, just tried to go right straight up and was called for the travel. Trayvon Tyler goes back to the scores table to check back in. Here comes the press by the Lynx yet again as Austin Lee now drives into the lane. And it's going to draw a foul. L.J. Johnson was guarding him, and it is going to go on L.J. Johnson. It was blocked, though, at the rim by either Turner or Wright. However, though, that's going to send Lee to the line. 4-2. He knocks down his first one right there. As, again, Lee, so far this season, 1 of 1. And a 75% free throw shooter. Second one in as well. Make it now 21-9 lead here for the Lynx as they're all over Cardinal Stritch here in the first 10 minutes of the ball game. See if they can keep the gas pedal down. Freeman with it to Turner at the top of the key. Back to Freeman on the right wing. Freeman looking for Johnson. He does. He's going to catch and shoot from downtown. No. Rebounded by Isaac Hill. Here comes Cardinal Stritch now. Jenkins with it on the left wing. He's guarded by Freeman. Freeman and Jenkins have gone back and forth all night long as he now finds Hill. Hill guarded by Tyler, who just checked back into the ball game here for the Lynx. The top of the key to Levinsky on the left wing. And we're going to have a traveling violation going against Jed Lezavinsky. And the senior from Poland. That's going to give the ball right back to this Lynx team right here in this one. as kind of having some stoppage of play here real quick. Now they're talking to Isaac Hill as Austin Lee checks. He comes out of the ball game. Travika checks back in. And here we go. The official was looking at somebody over on the Lincoln bench, telling them to sit down, or I don't even know what it was, but he was laughing about it. As Freeman with it now to Turner at the top of the key, handing off to Johnson. Johnson now with it at the top of the key, just kind of standing there. Out to Tyler. Tyler on the right wing. 8 seconds on the shot clock now, trying to work in on Hill. Hands it to Johnson. Johnson from downtown, no. Hits the top of the backboard and drops on the other side, so it's going to be out of bounds. Gives the ball right back to Cardinal Stritch. 21-9 is our score. 8.5 minutes left to play in this first half. Lynx all over Cardinal Stritch here in this one. And Jenkins now handing it off to Knox. Knox been quiet here in this first half. Had 27 in the game the other day against Trinity Christian. As Knox has it now guarded by Johnson. He has it poked away, driving in left side lane. Has it stolen away by Tyler. Tyler has Johnson running the floor with him to right, give and go with Johnson, and he couldn't finish underneath the basket. Good ball move there by the Lynx. Here they come back on the fast pace as Jenkins the other way will finish up and in. And Turner, not much he could do there. Again, let's go back to that 3-on-2. And went from Tyler, no look pass to right, down low to Johnson, who could not finish underneath the basket. Great ball movement as Johnson now feeds right down low. Turn around right hook, no foul was called. Here comes Cardinal Stritch back the other way. They have numbers. Jenkins going right through Freeman. Tries to take a charge, no. He can't hit it though. Levinsky had the offensive rebound but couldn't corral it as he loses it out of bounds. And it's going to give the ball back to this Lynx team. Here comes Powell and Latham Jr. for Tyrone Wright and L.J. Johnson into the ball game. And 21-11 is our score. Again, the Lynx playing some aggressive defense here in this one. Only one team foul so far. I'm not trying to jinx them here, as Latham Jr. guarded very closely by Knox. Here comes Latham Jr. He gets a screen. He finds Powell, and he'll lob it up, and Powell will throw it down. So Powell with two monster dunks here in the first half, keeping this team alive as they now lead 23-11. Here with 7 minutes to play, as now Travika down low working on Turner to Isaac Hill now on the right wing, guarded by Tyler. Hill to the top of the key now, and Jenkins. Jenkins thought about driving into the lane now to Isaac. Over to Knox. Knox makes one man miss, takes one step in, takes a jumper, and uses the whole rim as it falls for him. A little 360 action for him. As here comes Tyler very quickly back down the other way. Tyler driving baseline, bounce passes one to Latham Jr. to Freeman. And it was good ball movement, but Latham Jr. must have had a toe on the line. And he's out of bounds. So to give the ball back to Cardinal Stritch. As here comes Joseph Gomez into the ball game for J.J. Turner. His first minutes here of the night for Joseph Gomez, the 220 freshman, 6'4", 220 freshman out of Puerto Rico. Jenkins now with it over to Knott. A little lob to Jenkins. Jenkins on the left wing, drives baseline, takes a step back jumper. No, Powell pulls down the board. Outlet down to Tyler. Tyler across the court to Latham. Latham Jr. thought about a three and on the left wing instead. Feeds Gomez down low to Powell, and Powell running the floor. He'll throw it home yet again. What a pass there by Joseph Gomez. The bounce pass works to perfection as once again Julian Powell having a monster half here in this one. He's got 10. Jenkins now to Lee. Lee trying to drive in left side lane, puts one up off the glass and drops for him through contact. No foul was called, though. Here come the Lynx back the other way. Tyler with a jumper in transition, and Trayvon Tyler will hit. Look for him now to get hot as he sees everybody else scoring, and he wants a piece of the action as well. 27-15, still a 12-point lead here. Both teams kind of going back and forth offensively here in this one. Now the Lynx in a 2-3 zone with Freeman and Latham Jr. up front. As now Jenkins back over to Lee. Lee trying to feed the big man down low, and he does. A little reverse layup there from Travika. He can't hit. Gomez was there, and Freeman pulls down the board. Lynx trying to come back the other way. He's trying to drive into the lane, puts one up off the glass, is denied though. Here comes Knox the other way on a fast break, a 2-on-2, and he's got a little floater right over Gomez, cannot hit off the back of the rim and out. Outlet now to Tyler as Powell pulled down that rebound yet again. We're at the 5-minute mark here in the first half. 27-15 is our score as Powell once again driving to the rack, can't finish this time, almost had his own miss, couldn't corral as we're going back the other way. Levinsky now for Cardinal Stretch out to Jenkins. Jenkins down low to Trevika. He's double teamed to Levinsky yet again, but he can't corral it. Freeman now with it. 2-on-1 fast break. He'll go coast to coast. He's going to be fouled hard by Jenkins, who looked to get a clean block there. Again, Cardinal Stretch fans did not like that one, and Freeman also had Tyler to his left, possibly to dish it off to. Instead, he tried to take it himself, and he's going to go to the line for 2. And Jenkins yet again still very frustrated about that being called a foul. Freeman had his man beat, but again hit it right off the backboard, and it was awfully close. But they will say that it is a foul. Freeman, though, however, did make his first. That does have one more coming. Second one rattles home as well, as Montez Crumble now will come in for Freeman. So Freeman, some good minutes coming off the bench here in that one. Yeah, one thing, though, the Lynx do have something going for them, though, is their bench. And they have a capable bench that knows how to score the basketball just as well as the starters do at times for Coach Lepp. So if they ever get into any trouble, I mean, look for the bench as Trevika puts one up off the glass and get it to go. And Lepp not pleased there. One of the foul didn't get one. 29-17 now, 4:15 left to play in the first half. Tyler with it at the top of the key, drives in the left side lane, kicks it out to Crumble. Crumble now to Powell, the top of the key. Look for him to kind of run the floor as Latham Jr. now sees an opening, kicks it out to Tyler. Tyler in the corner for 3, and you know it. Trayvon Tyler getting things going now. He's got 5 here late in this first half. 32-17 now. Again, the Lynx, no real pressure here. They've been in this situation before. They've been up. Now it's just about maintaining this lead, even into the second half as well. That's where this team really falls short. Either let teams hang around or they get up so big and they kind of don't keep their foot on the gas pedal as Jenkins takes a contested jumper by the Lynx. Good defense there. Nothing was there as Tyler trying to feed Powell down low, but Jenkins was reading it all the way. Jenkins going to go coast to coast and count the basket and the foul as Joseph Gomez was there trying to stop the fast break opportunity. And that'll make it 32-19 as Connor Lemons checks back into the ballgame. He'll get Austin Lee. That's going to put Jenkins at the line for an and one opportunity. And that one off the front of the rim and drops for him as L.J. Johnson checks back into the ballgame for Joseph Gomez. So now you have Johnson, Crumble, Tyler, Powell, and Latham Jr., the 5 starters here for Coach Lepp, back all on the floor together. Crumble with it, 32-20 now is the score. Lynx still leading the way. Crumble now throws up a floater and gets that one to go. So Montez Crumble not waiting around here for the second half. He's got 4 already. And back to that 2-3 zone here by the Lynx. Crumble and Latham Jr., the top 2. Johnson and Tyler on the wings, on the bottom part, along with Powell in the middle. As they feed the big man Trevika down low, a reverse layup gets it to go. Powell not trying to foul, but did put the pressure on. Just a better offensive possession there by Cardinal Stretch. Here comes Crumble now the other way. Cardinal Stretch still in a man-to-man as they kind of switch off and on. Crumble now finds Tyler. Tyler to the top of the key, and Latham Jr. catch and shoot coming off the screen, and Latham Jr. deadly from downtown as he buries home a 3 right there. 37-22 is the score here for Lincoln. As some more zone action here as Lemons to Jenkins. Back to Lemons on the left wing to the top of the key, kind of playing catch with each other. Lynx defense very ferocious here in this one. Bench also chanting defense to kind of help him out. Jenkins over to Lemons in the left side corner for 3. No air ball, but it was kind of caught. Almost might have been a pass there to Levinsky, who just kind of caught it and puts it right up and in. So make it 37-24, 13-point lead now for the Lynx. Crumble at the top of the key. Under 2 minutes to play as Tyler catch and shoot from the left wing. No. Powell tips it back off the glass. Can't get that one to go either as Knox pulls down the rebound here for Cardinal Stritch. 37-24, minute 45 to go. Lynx leading the way and have led this whole game. As Travica has it at the top of the key, looks right, hands it off to Lemons. Lemons, little give and go with him. Bounce passes one underneath. It's going to be blocked, though, by Powell as he pulls down the board. Powell looking for Tyler. He finally does. As now Tyler, they're going to set up the offense here and work this one rather slowly. Turner at the scores table here, about to check in for the Lynx as Tyler gets a screen, drives in right side lane, and we're going to have a traveling violation as he tried to kick it out to L.J. Johnson in the corner, who did make the three. Here comes Julian Powell checking back out of the ball game. Turner grabbed him as the Lynx playing very good defense here in this first half against Cardinal Stritch, who is 6-0, comes in averaging about 85 points per game. So this is a team that knows how to score the basketball. And right now they are only at 24 points in a 20-minute stretch. Not something that they're used to. As now Jenkins throws that one away. Him and Travica not on the same page. As that's another turnover by this Cardinal Stritch team. Kind of been the highlight of this first half. And the Lynx, they've just been capitalizing on the other end. 37-24, we're under a minute to play now in this first half. Tyler and the rest of the starting crew out there is now Tyler once again going to get an offensive foul, a push-off, they're going to say a charge, kind of lowered that shoulder just a little bit at the free throw line. Doesn't like the call, but I believe it was the right one. That's something Tyler's going to have to work on down the stretch as Isaac Hill checks back into the ball game along with Austin Lee. So Cardinal Stritch basketball, they trail by 13. 37-24, we're at 38 seconds left to play. Lee now with it to Knox. Knox at the top of the key, looks left for Levinsky. Back to Knox. Knox catch and shoot from downtown, and he'll rattle one home right there. So with that being said, the shot clock turned off as we're at 25 seconds left to play. Trayvon Tyler just going to slowly bring it up the floor. 37-27, 10-point lead for the Lynx. They will have the lead going into halftime. See if they hold for the final shot right here in this one as Tyler to Johnson. Johnson from downtown, no. Long rebound into the hands of Austin Lee. 2 seconds to go to Knox. Knox going to have to throw up a prayer right from half court and off the back of the rim. Almost got that one to go, but he could not. So Lincoln leading the way here, 37-27 as we head to halftime, as the Lynx playing a very good first half here in this one, and it was led by, again, I know Mr. Hoffman, he unfortunately could not be here, but he'd be very impressed with the way Julian Powell played in that first half. It's normally he picks Powell for about every player of the game type of category, and this time he would be right, as he's probably leading the way right now with about 10 to 12 points. Latham is up there as well. But again, Powell so far with 3 monster dunks in that first half, kept the momentum alive for the Lynx, and they really kind of set the tone throughout this entire first half. So it'll be interesting to see if they can continue that in the second half. We know that Lincoln, they've had their fair share of struggles in the second half of games, so they're going to have to look to close out here, and hopefully we can get out of this one with not a 1-point loss. So hopefully that's the case here. We'll see what Coach Lepp wants to draw up as we head to halftime. 37-27 is your score. Don't go anywhere. More Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
If you're a single man under the age of 35, you'd probably like to know what the ladies are looking for on an online dating site. A guy who had a few drinks and later got pulled over for buzzed driving. See, that could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And doesn't a guy who's back living with his parents but calls them my roommates just scream Mr. Right?
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Swimming pools can be lots of fun, but they can be dangerous too, especially for young children. Always practice simple safety steps to prevent tragedies. Fence all pools. Teach kids to swim. And always watch them around water.
No horseplay.
Simple steps save lives. To learn new life-saving steps, visit poolsafely.gov. A public service message from the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Okay, so Sarah, I'm dropping you off at Emily's.
Yep.
And Josh, you're going to?
Soccer, Dad. Soccer practice.
Right. Oh, by the way, I just wanted to let you know when I pick you both up, I'll be wearing my short shorts.
What?
No!
Yep, and my dorky dad hat, and I'm going to do my dad dance for all you friends. They'll love it!
Seriously? Why?
Because I like my short shorts. Of course, I could be talked out of it if you guys would just buckle up your seatbelts without giving me a hard time.
It's important to get your kids to buckle up for safety, no matter what it takes. And sometimes, all it takes is your parental powers of persuasion.
Okay, we're buckling up.
See, all buckled.
Good choice. I'll just have to do my dad dance at dinner time.
What?
No!
Do what you have to make sure your kids are wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Unexpected reactions to smart financial decisions brought to you by feedthepig.org.
Well, I finally did it. I opened a 401k.
So you're giving up? Just like that?
Giving up on what?
I'm getting an inheritance from a distant relative.
Don't you think if there were a billionaire in the family, we'd know about it by now?
Listen to me. We are one phone call away from riding horses on our own private polo grounds. One call from christening yachts, having a butler, using summer as a verb.
How do you figure?
Look, everyone's got a rich uncle somewhere. It's statistics. So the best thing you can do is just prepare for the inevitable.
Right, which is why I thought maybe it would be smart to take control of my finances. You know, start using a budget, get out of debt, set some retirement goals.
Budgets? Debt? You watch your mouth. Retirement shouldn't be a goal for us. It should be a way of life.
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org. This message brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hello, folks. I'm Garrett Isles, and you are listening to the 89X Lincoln College Basketball Halftime Show. Our guest for today is Tony Thomas, and Tony is the baseball coach here at Lincoln College. And Tony, how long have you been here at Lincoln College?
This will be my 26th year as head coach. Of course, 25 as the NJCA, with my first year being at the junior college, but also was a 3-year assistant starting in 1990.
Nice. Do you have any other roles here at the college, or are you just...
Yeah, I do a little advising for my upperclassmen that I have left, and then a few of my incoming kids, and then I'm actually events coordinator with scheduling with the old gym and the Lincoln Center, so a few jobs added onto there.
Okay, so as you mentioned, you have been formerly with the National Junior College Program, and this is your first year in the NAI. How do you feel about the whole switch? Do you think it'll be good for the program, or?
Well, this year's going to be a learning experience with no questions. I think we've found that out through volleyball and starting with basketball and soccer's already taken place. But, it's going to be a good switch. Just a little different than it was at the NJCA, especially with fall ball and things, and that traveling is going to be a little more lengthier than we've been used to. But, overall, I think it's going to be a great change for our institution, and once we get the program built to the degree with upperclassmen, I think we'll figure it out and go from there.
Good. And with the switch, you guys weren't able to play any games this fall, correct?
Well, we were. I chose not to this year,
okay.
Based off of all the new eligibility rules and stuff like that. So we decided, I decided as a program that we're just going to go ahead and practice this year, and then next fall we'll rejoin the fall season and play our allotted scrimmage games. I know we can play regular season games also. Just haven't checked into it as deep as I guess I need to or should. But we'll get back to it next fall.
Do you think that time that you guys took off during the fall to practice, do you think that'll help you out with the extra time in the practice when it comes time for the spring?
That fall season is very important, especially in junior college, because we were allowed to play, up to the 20 fall games in the sense of dates and stuff in that nature. But I don't know. We'll see. I think it brought some of my guys that through this summer, gave them a little time to rest, and I use the word heal, but relax their arms. We haven't thrown as much as we have in the past, so hopefully going into the spring season, we'll be able to get arms in shape and won't be too tired from the summer and the fall season.
Yeah. And also with the switch becoming a 4-year school, do you think down the road that will help you with guys staying and not leaving after 2 years and having to get, be maybe as young as yours because you'll have guys that can stay all 4 years. Do you think that?
I think it'll eventually, yeah. I think that'll play a big factor with no questions. Hopefully we can, keep the juniors and seniors and continue through 4-year. We still have a few guys that, are getting their 8 degrees, and they'll make a decision after this year if they want to stay their junior year. But eventually we'll get to that program. Hopefully I'm also able to maybe bring in a JV program in a few years whenever we're capable of getting the varsity situated around and maintained.
And kind of not on the baseball side, but you mentioned that you do some of the events scheduling with the Lincoln Center. And does that, with the new switch, is there any changes than it was with the junior college and the NI? Is there any new?
To agree, it is, because we have a men's JV program also. So our JV program has, I believe, 20 games scheduled. So the gyms will be a little more used. We have quite a few sports here that use both gyms. Plus we have intramurals. Plus we have open gyms. So we have other events that take place. The Grand Soiree. We have the Alumni Hall of Fame coming in for athletics for the Hall of Fame dinner. We have the Martin Luther King breakfast, things in that nature. So the gym is used more than just for athletics. So the facilities are very used, and athletics has a big part of that with no questions.
Okay, and this year, just making the switch to the NI, are you guys able to do any postseason stuff if that is?
We are not, right. At this particular time, we're on probation, so we have 1 year probation as of right now, so we cannot do postseason. So our regular season is, their opportunity, and, maybe, like I said, for example, the volleyball team finishes with UIS, so maybe that's their incentive to go and play a Division II school and, get an opportunity to think, hey, maybe this is a regional game, things in that nature. So we have to get our guys in practice and, game situations of, hey, we have to get better for next year for our postseason situation.
Yep, hopefully this season will be good to kind of give the guys a little fire that next year you can get out and get into the postseason. All right, well, that's all we have time for today. Tony, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Garrett.
And stay tuned for the second half of today's game coming up next. You're listening to Lincoln College Basketball on 89X.
When I grow up, I want to be a new pair of blue jeans.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's first computer.
When I grow up, I want to be a glass countertop in a new home.
When I grow up, I want to be a kid's best birthday present.
When I grow up, I want to be a football stadium.
When I grow up, I want to be a warm place on a cold day.
When I grow up, I want to be a fancy backsplash.
I want to be a bike that races around the country.
When I grow up,
I want to be a bench on a forest trail. I want to be a rocking chair on a sunny porch. I want to be a skyscraper. I want to be
When I grow up, I don't want to be a piece of garbage. And if you recycle me, I won't be.
Give your garbage another life. Recycle. Learn how at iwanttoberecycled.org. A public service advertisement brought to you by Keep America Beautiful and the Ad Council.
The average time a resume spends on an HR manager's desk is 7 seconds. And most of them are tossed aside. Now imagine if one of those resumes belonged to Yasmin, who was
living in a shelter, juggling 3 jobs. I had to be resilient. That's something that you can't teach.
Or if that resume was from someone who
worked 12-hour shifts at the recycling company with my dad, who's 72. That taught me a work ethic that I carry with me every day.
We rely so much on a resume, yet it could never tell the full story of someone.
Growing up where I did, a lot of things could have gotten in the way of my goals. But I learned to push through, and that's what I bring to work every day.
So maybe it's time we look beyond the resume and look to Grads of Life. Discover new ways to develop great talent that are so much more than what's on paper at gradsoflife.org. A public service announcement brought to you by Grads of Life and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to the University of St. Francis, home of the Fighting Saints here in Joliet, Illinois. And this is game number 5 of 6 of this long road trip this Lynx team has been on. We've been away from the Jack Dean Ed Arena for quite some time, almost since the halfway point of November. But again, the Lynx find themselves leading the way here in this one, 37-27, up by 10 over Cardinal Stritch University. And again, our last, just to be making sure, I had to look here real quick, our last home game was November 10th. And today is the 24th, so we haven't been at the Lincoln Center in roughly a couple weeks. We will see you there, though, on Monday, though, however, when the girls are back in action. But again, back to this one right here, 37-27 lead for your Lynx over Cardinal Stritch University at halftime. We're getting set to go here for the second half, and leading the way for the Lynx, though, I was spot on with trying to recall how many points they all have, as Julian Powell does lead the way with 10. He's got 10 points, 6 rebounds on the night here just in the first half. That was a much-needed big first half by Julian Powell, somebody that we've been kind of waiting to see go off for a long time, as Powell did his part on the glass as well, bringing down 6 boards. Following, though, as well, Darnell Latham Jr. was 2 for 3 from the field, had 6 points. But the man coming off the bench is kind of interesting. DeAndre Freeman off the bench coming on with 7 on the night. Normally you don't see Freeman kind of shoot the ball, doesn't really take shots. I don't want to say he shoots the ball bad. He just doesn't really take a lot of shots in ball games. He kind of lets his Trayvon and Tyler and Crumble and Latham and even Johnson along that line kind of take some extra shots. But Freeman, 2 of 3 from the field, 1 for 1 behind the arc. He's got 7 coming off the bench here for Coach Lepp. But Julian Powell has 10. Trayvon Tyler, he's got 5, 2 of 6 shooting so far. But look for him more to kind of set up the offense and be a leader on this team more so than a scorer. I mean, we know Trayvon, he's going to get his points, he's going to get his minutes, and he's going to do everything he can to give this team a W. But look for Trayvon more to kind of be a leader here tonight in this one, and kind of look for him to step up in other ways instead of maybe just in the scoring category as well. And we know Trayvon, he can have, normally when he's hot, he's going to have like 5 or 6 assists to go along with those 20 points he's going to put down. Only has 5 here today, along with 1 assist, but staying out of foul trouble. Again, the Lynx only had 3 team fouls in that first half. Not something we're used to seeing as well, as the ball boy lost an unopened Diet Pepsi trying to get those basketballs. So you got to like his enthusiasm here. It happened right in front of us. Couldn't help but not tell you guys about that one. Again, Montez Crumble's got 4, and LJ Johnson has 3. But one thing I want to point out, though, from this Lynx team in a half, we only had 6 free throws, but we made all 6. Not something that the Lynx team is usually used to saying about when it comes to free throws, but 100% from behind that free throw line. And that's something that we were looking to improve on as the season kept going. So we're getting ready to start this second half here. It will be Cardinal Stritch basketball coming out of halftime. Same starters for both squads, as Jenkins now with at the top of the key. Looking left for Knox as he roams to the top of the key as well. Looking to find Austin Lee, but Johnson's right there on his hip. He somehow does find Lee. Lee bounce passes one down low to Levinsky. Levinsky working on Powell, trying to back him down. Goes baseline, but he's going to take one too many steps, as otherwise he would have beat Julian on the baseline. And the ball boy over here, man, he's doing a great job. As Trayvon Tyler, he kind of gave the ball to Trayvon Tyler, and Tyler told him that his soda was sitting over here in the middle of the game. So Trayvon Tyler does it all again. That's what I mean. Cool, calm, and collected is Trayvon Tyler, as he now has it on the left wing as he finds Latham Jr. Jr. didn't really kind of mishandled the catch there and took one too many steps beforehand. As we'll see if this Diet Pepsi is going to spray open. He's hitting the top of it right now. Still intrigued by this Diet Pepsi can that went rolling across the floor. I don't think he even realizes that he's on the broadcast, as that one's poked away by Trayvon Tyler and into the hands of the Lynx. He's got a one-on-one fast break. He's going to be denied, though, by Jenkins. as Jenkins was right there, but Tyler going to go to the line for 2 after that one. And Tyler did not have a free throw attempt in that first half. Tyler's first one, that one drops for him. And again, that's the only thing Tyler needs. And that was the other thing I was going to say from the other day, too, for Trayvon. As, yes, only had, 16 points and 5 of 14 from the field. But 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And usually Trayvon is confident everywhere else but the free throw line, as he does knock down a pair. 39-27 lead now for the Lynx. As here comes Cardinal Stritch now back the other way. Austin Lee with it. He's trying to drive in. Feeds the big man Levinsky down low, but we're going to have a foul going against the Lynx. Everybody wanted to travel. I thought I saw one as well, but instead they call a foul. So that's going to be the team's, I believe that one's going to go on Latham Jr., his first, team's first here in this one. As now they're going to inbound underneath their own basket. Cardinal stretches, and we're going to have somebody who stepped out of bounds, and they're going to say it was on Namija Nevetchik, as he caught it on the out-of-bounds line. So let's get him the ball right back to this Lynx team. They're up by 12. Crumble now with it at the top of the key for the Lynx. He finds Tyler. Back out to Crumble. Crumble catch and shoot from downtown, no short. That ball's tipped into the air, and Powell comes down with it to Latham Jr., who runs baseline before the defense of Cardinal Stretch could get back, and he'll lay it up and in for 2. 41-27 now is, again, this Lynx team chanting defense here in game number 1 of the St. Francis Classic. Again, game number 2 will be the University of St. Francis here in Illinois, the home school, the host school, I should say, and Eureka College, who we will see St. Francis tomorrow as Cardinals stretches 3 by Knox. No. Tipped back in. No. Rebounded by Powell. Outlet to Crumble. To Latham Jr. now. Across the court now to Tyler. Tyler catch and shoot from the right side corner. You know it. As Trayvon Tyler hits another 3 right there. And he's got 8. And now we have a quick timeout taken by Mike Joleski here for Cardinal Stretch, as he wants to talk things over rather quickly. 44-27 lead here for this Lynx team. And again, they're pushing the pace. They're doing everything they can. We'll get you some stats from that first half so far. Again, the Lynx shot 48% in that first half. Right now shooting 50%, 15 of 30 from the field. 6 of 16 from that three-point line, 37% on the night there. But again, the key stat, once again, that is just shocking me from this Lynx team, 8 for 8 on free throws. This team has worked on it. This is something that Adam and I have preached about on the air time and time again, about coming down the stretch, whether this team can make their free throws or not. And tonight, 8 for 8 from the free throw line, and they're doing their part. There will be Cardinal Stretch basketball coming out of that quick 30-second timeout. 44-27 is the score. 17 and a half minutes left to play in this one, as Levinsky kicks it out to Lee. Lee from downtown, no. Rebounded by Tyler for this Lynx team. Tyler feeds Johnson. Johnson in transition, backs it out, and is going to set up the offense to Latham Jr. Thought about a catch and shoot from the right wing instead. He's going to set up the play as he finds Johnson. Johnson from downtown this time, no. Rebounded by almost Powell. Instead, Jenkins corrals it, and he tried a little behind-the-back move right there, but their official was standing in the way. It might have hit off the official's foot and out of bounds. So unlucky there, but the Lynx caught a break as they'll get the ball right back. So Crumble, Tyler, Latham Jr., Powell, and Johnson on the floor for this Lynx team. Is no-look pass down low to Tyler from Crumble, and he'll lay it up and in for an easy 2. Tyler got positioning down low and just blasted his man right on the other side, up and under move, and that'll get it to go. 46-27 lead as this Lynx team cruising here so far, but they're going to have to keep the gas pedal down as Knox from downtown, no. Offensive rebound by Jenkins. Step back, put back from the baseline is in. So Jenkins doing his part, trying to get his team back into the ball game. 46-29 as Crumble trying to feed Latham Jr. over to Tyler. Tyler now with it at the top of the key. Thought about finding Crumble, instead Backs it back out. Now finds Crumble on the right wing to Johnson. Johnson with it now to feed Powell down low. He does. Left side lane, puts it up off the glass, and he gets it to go. Nice touch from the big man, Julian Powell, down low to finish. And once again, this Lynx team back up by 19, 48-29. Some more 2-3 zone action here by this Lynx team, as again a little give and go here to about all the Cardinal Stretch players, as Levincius now takes a step back three, no, off the side of the rim and out, rebounded by Tyler. Tyler thought about a long baseball pass, and now no look to Crumble, who drives into the lane, puts up a floater. No, a lob to Julian Powell, and he'll throw it down. So Julian Powell and Montez Crumble kind of doing their part here. They got some chemistry together, as Jenkins misses. Coming off the other way, Latham Jr. finds the rebound outlet to Powell, and he'll slam it home once again. So Julian Powell doing his part out of Baytown, Texas, and once again another timeout taken here by Cardinal Stretch. They want a full timeout. They want a whole minute to talk things over here. We're going to stay right here, but again, with that being said, Julian Powell really doing his part here in this one. Again, has 14 on the night. He has 8 boards. He's on the verge of another double-double here in this one. And I think this is exactly what Adam was talking about when he wanted to see Julian Powell play out of his comfort zone. When this guy plays aggressively and this guy plays physical, he's tough to stop. We've seen 4 or 5 dunks here already in this ball game alone, just from the big man Powell. Again, not counting what he does on the defensive side of things. Actually, they just added his 2 points right there, so he's got 16 now and 8. But remember how I was talking about Trayvon Tyler? He must have heard me sitting over here, because he had 5 points to start this half. He's now got up to 12. So he's got 6 here already in this second half. So look for him to kind of have a big second half. Darnell Latham Jr. still doing his thing. He's only missed 1 shot from the floor here today. But Julian Powell, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 7 of 9 from the field here today. So I'd look for Julian Powell to kind of keep feeding him down low, and that's really going to keep the gas pedal on here for the Lynx, as they come out of the timeout kind of waiting for Cardinal Stretch. And these guys came in, we're losers of 3 straight. You know that kind of takes a toll on a team when, you know, you lose 3 straight games. Actually, I should take that back, 3 straight road games, as a matter of fact. And then out of your 4 and 5, out of your 9 games, 3 of them have been by 1-point losses. So this Lynx team is fed up with all that. They're just ready to kind of keep pounding as they find Lazinski down low, stolen away by L.J. Johnson. Johnson now an outlet to Latham Jr. Jr. thought about it. Instead now finds Tyler. No look pass to Johnson in the right side corner. Thought about a 3. No. Back out to Tyler. Going to run down some clock right here in this one. 15 minutes left to play. Crumble now with it, trying to drive in left side lane. Backs it back out near top of the key. Gets a screen from Powell. Little give and go, pick and roll now to Tyler. Tyler on the left wing. Thought about a 3. No. Made one man miss. Out to Latham Jr. now on the wing. Jr. trying to drive into the lane. Puts it up off the glass and gets that one to go. Latham Jr. finishing inside. And Latham Jr. showing his moves. As again, this is a very dangerous Lynx team, and if they all can play together like this. As Levinsky now with it, guarded by Powell. And he's going to have a traveling violation there. Took one too many steps, hesitating a bit, trying to find the open man, and then had to take it himself, and he could not. As Nico Travica checks back in. They got Trayvon Tyler not running the point. Got him running the 3 here in this one. As Crumble going to run the point here for Coach Lepp. 54-29, 14 minutes left to play. Crumble drives in left side lane to Latham Jr. in the corner. Thought about a 3. No, instead draws a foul. Driving into the lane on number 15, Novekic. And so that's going to send Latham to the line for 2 opportunities here in this one. As the first one is knocked home by Latham Jr., probably the best free throw shooter here for Coach Lepp. And as the second one in as well, nothing but net. As, again, Latham getting his fair share right here in this one. He's got 12 on the night. As Austin Lee and Cardinal Stretch trying to come back the other way, keeping Knox in check, as Carlos Knox only has 8 so far in this one, as Isaac Hills throws it right into Latham Jr., who the ball was loose on the floor. He was coming right at us here in this one, as Jr. almost came up with a steal right there. Just could not corral his footing, and it's going to stay with Cardinal Stritch, but now the officials are going to talk things over, talking about a potential shot clock. And they say they want to put an extra second back on the shot clock. So it was at 13. Now they're going to give them an extra second for 14. No time has changed. 13:54. Though, however, is the time amount remaining in this ball game. The Lynx lead 56-29. And they're still in this 2-3 zone as Knox from way downtown. No. Rebounded by Julian Powell. Outlet now to Johnson. Back to Latham. To Johnson again on the left wing. He's got it poked away, but he'll just kind of slowly regain control of that, as Novicic didn't even want to take charge and trying to come up with a steal. Crummel now with it at the top of the key. Looking down low for Tyler. Instead gets a screen. Now back out to Tyler on the left wing. Trying to feed Powell down low. Instead he's going to drive in right side lane out to Crummel. Crummel back out to Johnson. Johnson from NBA range. No. Off the front of the rim and out. But a good shot, though, and good ball movement by the Lynx yet again, as Knox now with it, trying to drive in on Powell. Puts up an up and under move. Can't get it to go. Johnson pulls down the board here for the Lynx, as here he comes in transition with Johnson, and Johnson buries a shot from the free throw line. And now Coach Lepp wants to talk things over here in this one, as he sends DeAndre Freeman to the line, or to the scores table to check in for the first time. And we have a Cardinal Stretch sponsored by Under Armour, and your Lynx sponsored by Nike here in this one. They lead it, though, 58-29 over Cardinal Stretch University here in this one. Again, this Lynx team who was out-rebounded by 7 in their last game. We've seen them being out-rebounded by 12 in the game before that against the University of St. Francis. Not this St. Francis, the St. Francis in Fort Wayne, Indiana, I should say. Kind of get them confused here. However, though, the Lincoln were out rebounding Cardinal Stretch tonight, though, by 5. Right now in this one. And the Lynx doing their part. Do have 3 offensive rebounds. Lincoln does. As now they draw a foul right there. I think that one's going to go on Freeman. Cardinal Stretch set to inbound yet again. Lee with it. A little give and go with Trevika, who finishes down low underneath the basket. Right over Powell. Again, had Powell pinned down back there. Not much he could do except keep his hands up. As now Freeman comes back the other way at 58-31. Freeman give and go with Powell. Back to Freeman to Tyler. Tyler from the left wing from downtown. No, off the front of the rim. As Johnson runs down a long rebound. Make it now 4 offensive rebounds as he gets it back. Takes a long 3 and buries that one home in transition. Right over Carlos Knox. And Johnson probably says, hey, I know you can score 27. Watch, I can score 27 in a heartbeat. As Knox now with it. Trying baseline up and under move. No. Rebounded by L.J. Johnson, who had it kind of poked away down low a little bit, but he's going to bring it up the floor. Now a little behind the back move out to Crummel. Crummel thought about a 3. No, instead kicks it back out. Crummel with it at the top of the key. And man-to-man here for Cardinal Stretch. He hands it to Freeman. 13 on the shot clock. Freeman trying to lob one down low to Powell. He cannot. Stolen away by Knox. Here they come in transition. Down low to Isaac. Isaac cannot finish. That ball's tipped and still into the hands of L.J. Johnson. Now to Tyler, who was running the floor, but looked like Novicic ran that one down. Now Isaac Hill yet again. Jumper from the baseline for Cardinal Stretch. Buries that one. Make it 61-33 now. And this is a Lynx team that's up kind of big, but still a lot of the same starters out there for Coach Lepp. Freeman to Powell. Powell to the corner now for Johnson. Johnson from downtown. No. Hesitated just a little bit. Might have been the reason why he missed that one. Rebounded by Cardinal Stretches. Here they come back the other way. Austin Lee in transition from downtown. No. Long rebound ran down by Freeman in the right side corner. As now he's going to bring it up the pace. Bounce passes one to Johnson. Johnson feeds the big man Powell down low, and he cannot finish. Gets his own miss. Put back. No foul was called on either one. Powell wanted one. Doesn't get either. As now Knox trying to come back quickly, and he's going to run into Freeman, and it's going to be a blocking foul. So Freeman will pick up his first. Only the team's second here in the half, as Turner, Latham Jr., and I believe that is it, as they both come in for Powell and Johnson. So it is Turner, Latham Jr., Crumble, Tyler, and Freeman on the floor for the Lynx. Knox with it at the top of the key, has it stolen away by Tyler. Tyler with the one-on-one fast break as he's just going to lay it up and in. Tyler going coast to coast there, and we'd love to see Tyler possibly throw one down, as he almost came up with another steal right there, trying to get back on the other end. Here comes Cardinal Stretch now as Isaac takes a three. No. Rebounded by J.J. Turner. Turner now to Tyler. Tyler bringing it up the floor, has Latham Jr. underneath the basket, wide open. Didn't see him, though. Gets it back out to Freeman, and they'll set up the offense here. We're at 10 minutes to play. 30-point lead for Lincoln, 63-33 with 10 minutes left as Freeman now has it. No look pass to Crumble in the corner. Trying to find Turner down low. Has 5 seconds on the shot clock. Crumble kicks it out to the bench, right to my left, but it was tipped out of bounds. So we have 2 seconds on the shot clock. The Lynx going to set to inbound right here in front of me. Tyler looks like he's going to take it. And Powell not on the floor, so look for Turner possibly for a lob right here. And now I think Coach Pat Lepper took a timeout here, a full timeout. Probably going to talk things over here in these last couple seconds. Interesting timeout. I like the timeout actually being called by Coach Lepp, just for a couple of reasons. I mean, you're sitting there going, why are you calling a timeout? You're up by 30 with 9.5 minutes to play, and why not just let it run down? I mean, if they don't score, they don't score. You got 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Almost a wasted of a possession. However, though, you got 2 seconds left, and, this is the type of where, you need every point you can, whether, Lincoln knows what has happened in the second half. They know that this team's not going to go away quietly, and they know they're going to have to do their part to kind of keep things going here in this one. So I'd love to see what play Coach Lepp is about to draw up right here. They only have 2 seconds on the shot clock, so it'll be interesting to see who they go to. Again, Tyler, Latham, Freeman, Crumble, and Turner are the ones on the floor. So we'll look for maybe Tyler or possibly Latham Jr. to get a shot here. We've seen a lob before. We've seen a couple lobs in this ball game already, so I'm sure it's going to be pretty easy to draw one up. Again, normally they're with Powell. Powell's not on the floor. We've seen it happen with Tyler, though, a time or two, catching a lob. So maybe possibly him, or maybe even J.J. Turner a time or two, throwing him one as well. Latham is going to throw it in. 2 seconds on the shot clock. See who they throw it into. They do throw a lob to Turner, and they are going to have a shot clock violation going the other way. So they did throw the lob to J.J. Turner, but Carlos Knox was there to just put his hands up. Otherwise, Turner about got that one thrown down. It was high enough and just couldn't get his man. You would think Cardinal Stretch probably sniffed that one out. As now Turner comes up with a steal on the other end. Outlet now to Crumble. Crumble trying to go coast to coast, and he'll lay it up and in. Crumble, who faked a dunk, but could not. He just kind of laid it up and in for the easy two. Looks to be shaken a little bit. But Carlos Knox took the hard fall on that one, trying to go up for the block. He's running point here for Cardinal Stretch as the Lynx lead 65-33. Cardinal Stretch now. Bounce passes one down low to Isaac. Isaac trying to look for Lewinsky. And now we have I believe, a injury timeout. As Carlos Knox, he could barely walk in this one. Here comes Carlos Lee back into the ballgame. He'll check in for Knox. Again, Knox looked to be holding his right ankle here in this one. Again, one of their leading scorers, averaging 17.5 points per game on the bench now. As they throw it down low to Isaac. To Trevika, down back to the top of the key in Austin Lee, but right into the hands of Freeman to Tyler. Tyler thought about it, instead will regroup instead of taking an easy 2. It was a 3-on-1 fast break, but Tyler slows it back down. To Crumble now at the top of the key. Turner hands it back off to Crumble. Crumble gets a lane, goes right side, finds Turner down low. A little give and go action there off the pick and roll from Crumble and Turner, who lays it back up and in. 67-33 now. Again, this has been all Lynx from the start. They have never trailed in this ball game, as that one was tipped out of bounds by Trayvon Tyler. So it'll stay right here with Cardinal Stritch. 18.5 minutes left to play here in game number 1 of the St. Francis Classic. As they inbound it to Levinsky. Bounce passes one to Lee in the right side corner. He's guarded by Crumble. He's trying to drive in baseline. He puts one off the glass and gets it to go. Turner didn't want to go up for the foul. Here comes Julian Powell back to the scorer's table. He'll check in. And he's having a monster game here so far. As the Lynx lead 67-35. Freeman, though, trying to feed Freeman. Could not. Here comes L.J. Johnson back into the ballgame along with Julian Powell. He'll get Crumble and Latham Jr. Again, quite a few Lynx fans made the trip down. I guess I shouldn't say make the trip down. We made the trip up. A lot of these players from the Chicago area. So I'm sure as Freeman couldn't corral that one. And that one had to hurt as it kind of knocked him in the face a little bit. But he seems to be okay. Turner now to Tyler. Across the court pass to Johnson. Johnson thought about a 3. Instead drives baseline, puts it up off the glass. Can't get it to go. I believe Powell was there for an offensive rebound. No, it was Johnson. Johnson couldn't get it. He got another attempt once more. This time they find Tyler in the corner for 3, and he'll bury home another one. So third time's a charm here for the Lynx, as everything they did wrong in the game the other night, they're doing right here today. As that one's stolen away. Outlet from Tyler to Freeman, and Freeman will lay it up and in. And a no-look pass there from Trayvon Tyler. He had Powell running down the floor with him. I think Powell was expecting a monster slam. Instead, he finds Freeman out of nowhere. And those two kind of give high fives at the top of this 2-3 zone. As Travica now over to Isaac. Isaac trying to drive in, puts up a jumper. And he'll get it to go 5 feet away from the basket. And here come the Lynx rather quickly, trying to push the pace. And 72-37 is our score with 6.5 minutes left to play. Again, this one's been all Lincoln as Tyler drives in to Freeman in the corner, out to Johnson. Johnson from downtown, no. Long rebound goes to Powell. So another offensive possession here for the Lynx. As, again, you got to admire, you'd think the Lynx would be kind of holding the basketball a little bit, kind of wasting some time, but no. Here comes Tyler. Tyler from downtown, no. On point, but just short. Rebounded by Cardinal Stritch. Here they come back the other way. We'll give and go with Lee and Jenkins, as he's going to be denied, though, at the rim by Powell. But they're going to call a foul going against Powell. May have gotten him with the body there. So that's going to send Jenkins to the line, 4-2. As the first one is in, here comes Latham Jr. as well. He'll get Tyler and J.J. Turner out of this ball game. So Powell will stay in. That was only the team's third foul here in the second half. So Lynx doing a great job of staying out of foul trouble, especially not only in the first half, but in the second half as well, as he misses the second one. So we'll stay right here. 72-39 as they tried to feed Powell down low. He kicks it out to Latham Jr., and Jr. will knock one down from way downtown as well. So again, this Lynx team getting beat inside, but from the perimeter, nobody's even coming close. Latham, Tyler, Johnson, I mean, all of them dangerous lights-out shooters from behind the arc. As now, once again, Isaac Hill from a mid-range buries one home, 75-41. He's really kind of been the only man to beat here for Lincoln in this one. As Johnson with a step-back jumper off the baseline, no good. Outlet now to Cardinal Stritch to Isaac Hill, and he couldn't corral it as he loses it out of bounds. So this will give the ball right back to this Lynx team. And so far, Julian Powell again, not leading the way no more. Trayvon Tyler took that over. He's got 17 in this ball game, along with Darnell Latham. He's got 15. Julian Powell hit his double-double. He's got 16 and 11 on the night. Tyrone Wright back into the ball game. As Freeman now with it, over to Latham. Latham Jr. had a screen, instead trying to feed Powell down low, loses control of it. Ball outlet now to Cardinal Stritch. He alleys one oops to Isaac Hill, and he'll lay it up and in. Count the basket and the foul off of the lob. They're going to say it was actually on Freeman who picked up that foul. So Isaac Hill going to go to the line for an and one opportunity. A very generous call right there, but not going to hurt the Lynx this time around, I should say. Usually some of those calls that don't go our way are usually critical against this Lynx team. However, this one not going to hurt us as much. He does make the free throw as Latham Jr. throws it right back into the hands of Isaac Hill. And here comes Cardinal Stretch back the other way. Lemons down low to Levinsky. To the top of the key now, and Lemons yet again. Still 2-3 zone as Trevika down low to Levinsky steps on the baseline yet again. And again, not knowing where you're at on the court has been critical here today, as that's the second one on him that he stepped out on the baseline. So once again, the Lynx will regain the possession. 75-44. Here in this one, Lincoln leads by 31. Again, shooting great, shooting 50% from the field here so far, as Crumble to the top of the key now in Wright. Wright now to Freeman. Freeman bounce passes one down low to Powell. Powell is tied up underneath the basket as he kind of throws Levinsky to the ground there a little bit. He's no match for Julian Powell. And it was on the shot, so Julian Powell going to go to the line for 2 opportunities here in this one. As the first one, no good. It does have one more coming. Again, only 8 fouls committed here in this ballgame in the second half, as Julian Powell's second one rattles home, and that's going to knock down the percentage from the free throw line a little bit, as we were 10 for 10 until that miss there by Julian Powell as a team. As now Lemon's going to take a long 3, and we're going to have hit the shot clock out of bounds. So they're going to give the ball back to this Lynx team. Some officials let that go, but this one, however, will not. And so here come the Lynx up by 31. I should say 33, I should say. As Tyrone Wright now with it. Freeman in the left side corner. Back to Wright at the top of the key. Trying to drive in the left side lane, back out to Freeman. Freeman now trying to drive in, puts one up off the glass. No, but Powell there for a putback or an alley-oop, or however you want to call it. I believe it was a putback, but I'm sure if you ask Freeman, and he'll say it was an alley-oop. Either way, Lynx on the board yet again. They steal that one coming back the other way. Crumble to Freeman, lobs one to Powell, and Powell somehow still finishes through contact. As now we're going to have a timeout taken here by Coach Lepp, as Big Roy Nesbitt checking into the ballgame for his first minutes of this one. Here comes the hometown hero as well, Isaiah Bowers, into the ballgame. Kind of giving me a look there. Gotta love what we're seeing from him as well. So you have Gomez, Bindum, Nesbitt, Bowers, and Freeman on the floor here for the Lynx. About 3.5 minutes away from stopping this 3-game skid that the Lynx are on as of right now, and I think that one's going to be over here real soon. The Lynx took out all their frustration on Cardinal Stretch here today. Again, now everyone's maybe thinking, well, maybe Cardinal Stretch just isn't that, good of a team. They're not that quality of a team. Well, they are 6-0, and they are 2-0 in the Chicagoland Conference, who they are going to see Governor State, Roosevelt, National. These are going to be top-ranked teams, and they even got to play St. Francis somewhere down the line as well. So this is a good team by all means. Just we knew that Coach Lev's squad coming in, that he had a good one. It was just a matter of when they were going to be able to put everything together here in a basketball game. And we've seen, out of those 5 losses, 3 of them have been by by 1 point, one to the number 2 team in the country, and then 2 in overtime or later. As that 3 by Lemons, no good. Here come the Lynx back the other way. So again, this team could easily be 7-2, 8-1. I mean, really one of those games in Fort Wayne. As Isaiah Bowers from downtown, no, couldn't get that one. Had the wide open shot, I can't blame him for taking it, as Jenkins trying to go coast to coast, runs right over big Roy Nesbitt, who stood in there and took the charge here in this one. Even all the bench is loving it here in this one, as Nesbitt stands there. He even gave a little wink to the bench here for Lincoln, as there's 3 minutes left. 81-44. Lynx cruising in this one, as Freeman trying to drive to the rack, draws a foul. It's going to be on the floor, though, however. Jenkins with that one. Team 6th here for Cardinal Stritch. No team in the bonus here in the second half. I don't believe any team was in the bonus in the first half either, as Bowers set to throw it in underneath their own basket, and he throws it into Nesbitt. He might have stepped out on the baseline, so they'll give the ball back to Cardinal Stritch here in this one. But again, got to like what you're seeing here from Coach Lepp's squad, the Lynx. I mean, they're putting everything together, and this is the type of team we knew that they were capable of being, as that one misses by Lewinsky, rebounded by Nesbitt. Here comes Bowers back the other way in transition. Across the court pass to Bynum. Bynum, I believe, finds Freeman. Back out to Gomez. Gomez from downtown. No. Bynum pulls down an offensive board. He'll back it back out and set up the offense and waste another 30 here for the Lynx. Now Bowers catch and shoot from downtown. No. He held it. He thought he liked that one. Instead, could not buy one. As now Bowers has got Isaac Hill caught up. He feeds Lewinsky down low. Back to Hill. Hill from downtown. No. And we're going to have no foul. They say out of bounds on Nico Travikic. So we'll give the ball back to the Lynx here in this one, as they lead it 81-44, pushing 40 points here. I mean, this would be one of the biggest margins of victory for Coach Lepp in his career, along with the time that I've been here as well. As Bowers, no look down low to Gomez. Gomez trying to feed someone. Back to Bowers. Bowers will take a step back 3. No. Couldn't see. Lepp was in the way. Jenkins now trying to go coast to coast, and he's going to be fouled by Gomez.
Does he want to stay here all night or what?
So Gomez draws the foul right there. That's his second, team's 5th here in the half, as Jenkins at the line. 4-2. Does make his first right there. Again, for Gomez, 0 for 1 so far in this ball game. Has no points to go along with it, but I'm sure the way he's shooting, he's going to change that one in a heartbeat. Does make a pair. Jenkins does. 81-46. Minute and a half to play here at game number 1 of the St. Francis Classic, as your Lynx leading all the way, as I believe that was Freeman who took a long 3. Ball's loose on the floor. Jenkins and now Nesbitt are right there, as Nesbitt kind of fell on him. And they are going to call a foul on Nesbitt. So Nesbitt doing his part, trying to pick up the loose ball. Just Jenkins was right there. 81-46, minute left to play here in this one, as Jenkins over to Hill. Hill bounce passes one into Lewinsky, back over to Lemons. Lemons now takes one step in, jumper, no, tip back, no, into the hands of Freeman. We're under a minute to play, 45 seconds left. The Lynx could have this final possession right here. Freeman going to catch a shoot from the corner, no, but it's going to get fouled hard by Jenkins. Interesting move right there. That's going to send Freeman to the line for 3 opportunities here in this one. And this is a Cardinal Stritch team, remember, that comes in averaging 85 points per game. And right now they're going to be lucky to get over 50 here by this incredible Lynx defense that they're playing today. Second one in as well. Or I should say that's the first one. Well, once again, we're going to have points awarded to the wrong team. We've seen that happen a time or two. So 83-46 as now Gomez almost came away with the steal right there. And they're all asking me if it's 84. I got 84. They only got 83, but in this case, one less point is not going to hurt us as Isaac Hill buries a three right there. 83-49 as, again, Freeman did make up both of them, or all three. So 84-49 says 83, but the Lynx are just going to hold it here for the final possession right here in this one. Bowers giving Austin Lee a little shake and bake action here in this one as he passes it off to Gomez. Gomez just kind of handing it off, and that's going to do it as your Lynx cruise here in this one by the final score of 83-79 here in this one. Again, that was a great game, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Lynx never trailed in that ball game against Cardinal Stritch University. Again, that was a great team that they played. Unfortunately for them, they just could not capitalize, but the Lynx played extremely well here today, capitalizing on every key situation that they had. I mean, they outplayed, they were outmuscled, and they basically just did everything right on offense and the defensive side of things to come home away with this victory here in this one. 83-49 was the final. Again, we'll see if I can. They got the final up right here. And leading the way for Lincoln was Julian Powell. Powell had 22 along with 12 rebounds, so he had a nice double-double here today. Tyler had 17. Darnell Latham had 15 points. Freeman, coming off the bench, had 11 for this Lynx team here in this one. Even Trenard Bynum had a bucket as he had a pair. Montez Crumble had 6. Johnson had 8 to go along with that. Thank you, sir. As we're getting some stats here, final, as I was reading them to you right off the thing. And leading the way for them, though, however, was Keontae Jenkins. He had 13, but the Lynx doing their part, did everything right here today, and they're going to come out with a W here in this one. 83-49 was the final. Again, we'll see you guys right tomorrow as well as the Lynx are back here at St. Francis. We'll be staying the night up here. We'll be back in action tomorrow at 4 o'clock taking on the hometown team, the host team of the University of St. Francis. This time the Illinois team, not the Fort Wayne side of things. So, again, that game will start at 4 o'clock. Again, tune into 88.9 FM. Again, for all the updates there. Also, LCTV will have a Facebook Live for you as well, so always tune in to those as well. Again, that's going to do it all for me. I'm Nick Jackson, signing off. And we will see you guys tomorrow right here at 4 o'clock. Thank you guys so much for listening as the Lynx win. 83-49 is the final. And we'll see you tomorrow right here as you guys are listening to Lincoln College basketball right here on 89X.
That's all she wrote. This concludes tonight's coverage of Lincoln College basketball on 89X.